Internet, I'm Chaz.
I'm Dan. Welcome to Wine and Serious Business, episode 93. We're here today to talk about Bordeaux. Believe it or not,
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Come on.
as much as I like to hate on, today is definitely something interesting, kind of on the outside of what you usually think of when you think about, the cliche of Bordeaux. We got some samples of Bordeaux Superieur sent to us from Planet Bordeaux through Balzac Communications, doing some great marketing work in the United States. For those of you who are watching this, you probably are somewhat interested in wine blogs, and Balzac Communications, Planet Bordeaux are doing a great job of reaching out to bloggers, sharing samples, engaging the community, and really, turning at least the American community on to some really interesting wines. And I really appreciate what they're doing, and really excited to participate.
It's very true. Reading through the sheet that we got with the wines, I saw a really interesting paragraph and had brought up a good point. It was, these wines are part of the Planet Bordeaux campaign, an effort to elevate awareness of wines of Bordeaux and Bordeaux Superieur in the United States. The goal is to show Americans that Bordeaux is more than classified growths and wine reviews. It's about the people who make the wine, the land where it grows, and the lifestyle that surrounds it. Cool, I'm into that. I think there's a lot of press surrounding, obviously, the big growth wines. At this point, watching 2009 and then 2010 futures prices, they're getting ridiculous. Stuff that I can't even ever afford. So... Let
alone take a gamble on, right?
Right.
If this wine is even good, you just dropped $175 on,
yeah.
Right?
So it's exciting to be able to get into these wines that are a bit cheaper. These are all priced under $20.
Amazing,
and,
right?
Yeah, and at that point, I'm just excited to see what they've got to offer. And I tend to like the flavor profile of Bordeaux specifically anyway, so let's see. What we got for the first wine?
So yes, we'll also apologize, especially to those of you who were nice to send us these samples. Neither one of us speak French. We're going to butcher it. Also, Isabel, if you end up watching this, we're so sorry.
We're stupid Americans.
But we're going to do what we can.
Yeah, it's double L's, aren't they, with the Y sound? So it's Lescalle or it's Lescalle? Lescalle? I don't know.
Yeah, you'll see the picture. Tell us how to pronounce it. That'd be kind of fun.
I think Lescalle.
For you guys.
I'm going to say Lescalle. It's easier to say. But older estate, right or left bank wine, I should imagine, or if I remember right, and situated just above north of Margaux in the Haut-Médoc. So that's stuff I read about. A very old estate.
And it's appealing to me in concept because I've had better luck with Margaux, wines from the Margaux region, than other ones for the most part. But we'll see how this does.
Smells better than right when I opened it. Yeah,
actually,
opened up quite a bit. I tasted through all these real quick right when I opened them. These have been open for about an hour and a half, just to make sure they weren't corked or anything, and just kind of pick out some ones we want to do for a show. And yeah, this is smelling even more expressive just an hour and a half in. So
yeah. And what? So Margaux? Wait, is that? So I don't even know much about it. Is it Merlot based then?
They tend to be a little more heavily driven towards Merlot, but they're typically more Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, okay.
And this one I think is more Cabernet Sauvignon than Merlot, if I remember right by the blend.
And I can kind of see that, but it's really cool because it's definitely distinct from stuff that you taste from California, stuff you taste from Washington. You're getting some really good black dirt going on in there, right? The blackberries that I do associate with Cab Sauv, but they're not heavy, right? They're kind of some delicate blackberries.
Delicate blackberries, a little bit like pipe tobacco going on there.
Yeah.
A very nice tobacco-y note. It's definitely, it's not wooden, right? It's almost like a dried leaf component. Definitely not cigars, but going more towards a pipe or a little bit of a sweet tobacco.
And a little bit of an autumn feel of it, but not like the damp forest.
A little bit of
a Pinot Noir.
Funky autumn leaf thing going on, yeah.
But an enjoyable nose.
Feels nice. Feels nice.
Definitely has the mouthfeel that I associate more with Bordeaux. It's a little fuller, right? The tannins definitely are all over the mouth, but it's not super grippy.
Right.
The blackberries again make an appearance, and they're delicate on the palate as well.
Absolutely. It starts off pretty full on with the black fruit right off the bat. Dries out really fast, like you said. The tannins hit full on. They just wrap the tongue up right on into the cheeks. That said, there's enough fruit there right off the bat that it's still pretty fun.
I'm getting kind of like a milder round fruit, maybe even just like an apple skin or something like that on the mid palate, like going with the black. I'm having a tough time putting my finger on it. but it's nice. Kind of gives it a little bit of a round feel.
It's got something herbal to it too. It's almost like a rosemary or, you know, like.
Oh. See, your palate's so much more in tune with this stuff. Yeah, like the tobacco, the herbal notes. Yeah, I totally agree, but I'm having a hard time.
No, this is a really cool wine. I think that it's a 2004. I don't know if we stated that before. Whereas the ones that we have now are a little bit younger.
Cool.
And I found that even on the lesser wines, the ones that you're buying around $15 to $25, that 5 to 7 years age is very beneficial to them. There are the tannins soften out a little bit. This is definitely a more balanced feel. Like the fruit starts out big and it kind of comes down the structure, grabs a hold of you, and extends out into the finish, tapers down nicely. Yeah, it's good wine, and drinking, I think, pretty well.
Yeah.
But could stand to age another 3 to 5 years easily, I think, based on the balance and the structure. 87 plus for me right now.
Yeah,
I'll go 88 points.
Okay.
I do like this wine.
And I was going between 86 and 87, and I'm gonna go to 87. Where it really sticks to me is at sub 20. This delivers in spades. Like, this is definitely something like you're just chilling around the house, drinking with friends. You want to drink a red that's easy, enjoyable. You can pair it with food pretty easily. And
$15. That's what it says.
Yeah, and wow. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
And I think from a region that's got that markets itself a lot on prestige or on class. A lot of times the price is bumped up. The stuff at the lower end is even more of a gamble. So, like if I saw this in a shop, I had friends that like this style of wine, or if I was just sitting around chilling, maybe eating steaks or something like that. This would be a nice, easy way to get into Bordeaux.
That's another thing I love about these Bordeaux wines is that they're not overpowering wines by any means. Like, tend to be around 13% alcohol and only add to a meal instead of trying to take it over like some Washington and California wines can do. Right?
Yeah.
They try to become the showcase of the
or even stuff or even more expensive stuff coming out of Bordeaux, right? These guys definitely weren't going to make the purple drink. So
that's true. All right, so the next one we have up is Chateau Marechaux 2006 Bordeaux Superieur. This is the most expensive one we have at $25. 2006, pretty average vintage in a lot of cases, and something I've been purchasing a lot of because it seems to be like the last cheap vintage that was good. 2007, the prices are similar as 2006.
Does 2004 rank for you or not?
I haven't had enough of it.
Okay.
But 2006, having tasted through a few of them, tend to be lighter wines like 12.5, a lot of 12.5 and 13s. But the prices, you can get classed Bordeaux for well under $100 all day long. Whereas you start to step to 2008 and 2009, and the price just ramps up. It's like, goes up backwards. It goes so expensive. So, 2006 is worth checking out if you see them.
Another cool note is this has definitely got a lot more herbal stuff going on. I'm getting like cloves, maybe some heavy cranberries.
And more red fruit this time instead of blackberries like the last one. This is tending towards cranberry, raspberry. I love raspberries, cranberries.
Yeah,
and it smells really nice.
Approachable, yeah, like another really nice nose. Yeah, I guess we should say that. I was reading, some kind of definitely like piling nerd upon nerd here, but I was reading people talking about what makes an interesting tasting note, and I do want to talk more about the context in which we drink them. Obviously, we're doing it in a show. It's kind of a short, hit it and quit it kind of tasting. But I, got some big glasses. But we did open these a little bit in advance. We tried to get them a little bit above cellar temp. And most of the time, we've been pretty good about that lately, especially with the red wines, giving them a chance to open up.
Right.
But sometimes we don't. And I really want to make a point of doing that on the show if we don't give them the chance to do that, to make sure that that's clear to you guys too.
Take that. We haven't done that in the past,
Yeah. Something we can do better. So.
This is pretty fun on the palate, man. Red fruit just pops immediately. It's pretty good.
Wow. And now I'm getting, I'm sure you're talking about the tobacco kind of setting me on this path, but I'm getting like the darker cigars in the back end just a little bit. The tannins are so much more gentle here. They're not getting up in the cheeks.
Right.
Like you were talking with the last ones. They sit on the tongue a little bit, but they're pretty friendly.
And the red fruit is juicy. Like it's got, the acidity is lively. It almost has a sweet edge to it. It's the red. It's just very, very. It's not a full-bodied wine. Like this is more medium-bodied, but the red fruit just sits right in the middle of the tongue. I'm still tasting it. Long finish on it. It's nice.
And the acidity's definitely there. It's kind of interesting acidity for me. It really takes a long time to settle in, and it's got a different feel than the stuff that I usually drink. I'm sure there's some chemical explanation for that. I don't know what it is. You know, but it's got a nice mouthfeel. It's approachable. Very similar to this one in that sense, is that it's, you know, just enjoyable. Got some good flavors going on, a little bit of complexity. It's nice.
Agreed. How do you score it? Another 88-point wine for me. Well, no, I'm going to go, I feel a little less strongly about it than the previous one. 87 plus.
Hey, 87 even for me. I put it on par with this because I like the flavors here a little bit more, but I like the mouthfeel of this significantly more.
True.
So they both have
the way
some
this
good
one
things
comes
to
across
offer.
is much nicer.
Yeah, and it's just definitely got, you know, a delicate flavor to it. This you could do pretty easily even without food if you're just sitting around. You know, I've been on such a white wine kick lately that even when I'm just chilling by myself, like drink white wine. But this would be a good one for just casually sitting around, sipping some red wine.
Yeah.
And this would please a lot of people too. I don't think that would turn anybody off. Actually, you could share that with a big group. It'd be really enjoyable.
We'll give it to Tammy next, see what she thinks.
Sure.
See if Mikey likes
That's
it.
a tough
tough
judge,
one.
though.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't have a lot in common with Riesling, no matter how you cut that.
Very true. Alright, so the last one we have is the...
Tall bottle.
Very true. Ooh, spilling. Chateau au Grand Paris?
Sure.
Yeah. Or in American terms, Au Grand Paris.
Yeah, we're gonna tag your dad on this one.
So this was an interesting wine. It's a it doesn't say it's a Saint-Emilion wine, but it says it's southeast of Saint-Emilion, so that would place it
Keeps the prices down, right? Get outside of the big names.
southeast.
That helps everybody. So.
Côte de France, maybe in that region.
What are you looking in? What book is that?
Oh, this is Oz Clarke's Bordeaux. My favorite book on Bordeaux, by the way. Very well written, fun to read for a textbook. So it was essentially a textbook.
You tore through it, right? I
Yeah.
remember when you got it. You're just like, yeah, I read.
It was awesome.
So if you're interested in Bordeaux.
He sort of writes like he's telling you a story the whole time, but it's a textbook that provides a ton of knowledge. So it's neat.
Cool.
But this wine is 100% stainless steel fermentation, so no oak usage whatsoever. They say it's unfiltered, but it says only cosmetically filtered. Unfined, but only cosmetically filtered.
Which I really don't
filtered
know.
to me.
I don't know what that means. Maybe just the big bits. But
Yeah, so 70% Merlot on this one.
cool. Wow.
It was very fruity.
And yeah, like
Yeah.
like that light zippy fruit. It kind of reminds me of like fresh Pinot or like some
Oh.
Gamay. Actually,
Yes.
that's where it really is. It's reminding me of like some Gamay. It's got a little bit of that spicy, that zip, like
Very
some orange
true.
peel mixed in with some like the raspberries or dark strawberries.
Yeah. Yeah, this is tending more towards strawberry fruit. I was trying to put my finger on it. Strawberry fruit with like an orange zest
Spicy.
sort of edge. Yeah.
Digging the nose. Really, my favorite nose. I've liked the nose on all three of them, but this is my favorite.
Definitely nice.
Nice mouthfeel again, easy drinking, more acidity on this than the other ones for sure.
For sure.
It's coming across the mid
More
palate,
relaxed
spreads
tannins,
out
too.
across the mouth. Yeah, totally.
Like really easy drinking.
The acidity is doing like some good drying action later too. The fruit, just like in these other ones, is kind of on the lighter side, a little more delicate, but those dark strawberries are coming in for sure. Oh,
A
this
little bit of
sticks around for a long
like
time.
blueberry skins too.
Yes.
Some blue fruit going on. Yeah, big time blueberry. It's an interesting little wine. Definitely not what you expect out of Bordeaux, but like I don't know, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and an interesting style.
I'm a little
interesting
confused. I'm sorry if I'm losing my words. I'm a little confused by it, but it's a cool wine.
And it's nice to break the cliche. I mean, that's doing me a lot of good, right? To get exposed to some stuff that's outside of the few that I've had kind of bad experiences with. So I'm actually really excited to be having these experiences. Yeah, definitely. Like I like to give Bordeaux a hard time. This is definitely making me think about it a little more. So
The orange peel thing comes on pretty strong on the finish with that acidity. I really like this, and this is definitely like more simple drinking. I think the price point here is pretty good, $12.
well,
Yeah, well, it's all stainless.
pound it.
No oak
Yeah,
usage, right?
I suppose.
So, yeah,
Great
great.
a little pie crust on the back end too.
Yeah, this is definitely fantastic wine for the price. I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to purchase this,
Yeah.
honestly. This is another one that I think, because of the relaxed like tannin structure, it's not like as heavily structured on the palate. I think more people would have an easier time with this wine.
Yeah, like kind of
Very
refreshing.
fruity,
I think definitely people who feel like they're big Bordeaux junkies might give you a hard time about this even, because like I wouldn't even guess that that's where I'm from. Of course, that's, you know, my lack of experience and everything playing into it too. But, you know, this like spicy note, it's kind of got a fresh feeling to it. Cool things. I'm gonna go up to 88 points on this one. And we were discussing, I wasn't even sure whether to include this in the show when we were tasting through them in advance. I'm glad we did, because I'm really warming up to this as we get into it. So,
Yeah, this
solid wine.
I would agree with that. 88 points and a killer score at $12 a bottle. Like,
And we've been doing
You
some
see-
expensive stuff lately too, so
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be giving some wines that we can honestly recommend. Like at these price points, it's kind of a good place to be.
right? I'm happy that Dan likes some Bordeaux's.
Yeah, I mean,
You did, yeah. Good job. You
no
liked it.
crazy excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, and
Right,
thanks,
yeah,
thanks guys for sending us some stuff
Absolutely.
that we enjoy.
Yeah, thanks for saying some good wine. Question of the day.
Question of the day.
What other regions? Dan's was a hater of Bordeaux before this show. What regions do you dislike and why?
There we go. That's a great question.
Right.
See you guys next week.